Welcome. This is an information session for community organizations in DC who are hosting George Washington University business students in service projects starting next academic year. My name is Wendy Wagner. I'm the Director of Community Engaged Scholarship at the Honey W. Nashman Center for Civic Engagement and Public Service. If you are here mostly to get an overview of how to use our GivePulse platform to review student applications, you are welcome to skip forward to that section. I've created a big blue slide that says GivePulse so that you can easily fast forward there. I'll see you there in a minute. For those of you who are interested in a larger overview of the program itself or have questions about your timeline, I'll overview those first. I'll share really quickly some slides to help us get through. All right, so the name of the course that students will be enrolled in as they're doing their service with you is BADM 4001, the Community Engagement section. This is part of a larger project by GW's School of Business, who has developed a new 4-year revised curriculum for their undergraduates. BADM 4001 is part of that new program, and it is the capstone experiential course. Students are expected to serve or intern a minimum of 70 hours, which for us equates to about 5 hours per week for 15 weeks. There are several different course sections available, including the traditional scholarship that a business student might do. But the business school reached out to the Nashman Center specifically because they wanted us to help them create a section that would create opportunities for the business students to apply their business skills to benefit the community, to build equity and community well-being and all of the great outcomes that the Nashman Center is here to help facilitate. So we're thrilled to be a part of this program, and we're very, very appreciative of all the local community organizations who have very readily and quickly created exciting positions for these students next year. A couple key details. Again, we have a 15-week semester. This program is intended to run fall and spring every year moving forward in the future. There's a possibility we'll create summer sections as well, so stay tuned. We would love to be able to serve you year-round. The students are required to earn 1 credit of this class, but they're allowed to earn up to 6. So you do have the opportunity of carving out positions that would be a full academic year, fall and spring semester. That's something that you can indicate as preferred in your position descriptions or required. That's up to you. Know that the student service is not required to be done entirely on site. So if you'd like to bring several students on board, but you're worried about having working space for them all, it's not necessary that the students do their work for you on site, although I'm sure the students will appreciate the exposure to your space and your context. In terms of what work counts towards that 70-hour requirement, any orientation and training that you provide for students will count. Any work toward project goals, whether it's on-site or off-site, counts. Time spent, the students' time spent traveling to your offices or site does not count towards that, nor does time they spend with me in class or doing their reflection assignments for class. You're welcome to host as many students as you would like, provided the students have meaningful work and you can supervise the number that you've hired. And again, the students can take the course up to 6 times. So this is our first year out the gate. So we're anticipating keeping most opportunities available to students who will be seniors, since this is a new graduation requirement. But moving forward, you may be able to bring on board juniors and even sophomores and keep them up to 6 semesters with you, giving them increasingly complex projects. Now, the way that students will be selected is by using our GivePulse platform, which I'll show you in a minute. The Nashman Center, i.e. me, are posting those positions for you, and the student applications will be available there for you to review. We have some standardized position descriptions, which you're welcome to use as a starting point and edit, or you can develop your own completely unique position descriptions. Know that the students must find a community organization to work with, i.e. you need to select them, before they're allowed to enroll in the course. So they are feeling a little bit of pressure right now because most students would like to enroll for courses by the end of April, but they do have until August 15th to enroll. So that is our window for selecting students. The students have been, it's been made clear to them that hiring will happen on a rolling basis. So as soon as you have met the student that you'd like to work with, you can let me know that you're going to hire them, and I will note that your internship has been filled on the application screens. Let's talk a bit about timeline then. So as I mentioned, the students often will expect to be enrolled in their fall courses by April 30th, but they have until April 15th to do so. I mention that only because we are expecting an uptick in applications in the weeks leading up to April 30th. But we will continue to market these positions and seek out students to fill them for you through the summer. And you'll have up until the early parts of August to select a student. And we've made it. Now it's time for me to show you how you can use our GivePulse platform to review the applications and communicate with students. In this section, I'm going to help make sure you've got an account set up, show you how to set up notifications, which your email inbox will thank me for. I'm going to show you what students see when they apply, what you see when students apply, and then for the curious, I'll show you a little bit more about what GivePulse can do. And since GW has purchased a license for this, all of our community partners, students, faculty are welcome to use all of the features that GivePulse has. So I encourage you to do that. I'm going to shift now over to show you the GivePulse screen live. All right. Now, when you first open up the screen, it may not look exactly like this yet because you probably will need to log in. Rather than saying hi in your name, it will say in this area, log in. You will have an account already set up here. You just need to claim it. If you did not receive an email from me welcoming you to GivePulse and giving you a link to click to claim your account, just let me know. It's easy for me to send that email to you again. The first thing I recommend doing as soon as you've logged in is to set your notifications and be sure that you know how to do that. That is done on your profile page, which you can get right here. The profile page is a lot like a social media page like Facebook. On GivePulse, every individual, course, community partner organization, each have a page where they can post information about themselves. And you are welcome to fill out your profile as much or as little as you like. You do that by clicking this edit profile button, and then you'll get a menu with options. Again, filling out a robust profile is not something you're required to do by us, but I do highly recommend you learn how to set your notifications. Setting your notifications is something that likely will change as the busyness of the year ebbs and flows. So this is not something that you need to keep static. You can see I have a lot more notifications than you likely will have. But you'll have an option here for your internships through BADM 4001. What I recommend is while you are welcoming student applications, that you maybe shift this to daily. That way you'll know right away if students have applied to your position so you can reach out to them to schedule an interview. Once we get into the school year though, GivePulse is the same place where students will report the time they spend with you weekly, and we'll ask that you occasionally get onto GivePulse and verify those hours so that we can confirm the students have served with you to meet that expectation. I recommend switching from daily to weekly once we get to that point in the semester, because you'll receive a lot of notifications asking you to verify the student's service, and you're certainly not expected to verify those hours day to day as they accrue. You can do that periodically. So that's the piece on notifications. So let's go now to show you what students see when they're looking for an internship with you. They'll most likely go looking in classes because they don't want to see every internship available, just the ones that are connected to this course. So this is the BADM 4001 course page on GivePulse. You can learn more about it here. The students will click on internships, And here they will see all of the internship options that you have helped me post. When you click on one, let's just say Latino Student Fund, they have a great position, a couple of them, I think. This is what the students will see. This is the position description that you submitted to me. They'll go over here and they can see that Blanca is the person that they can talk to from the Latino Student Fund. If they click this button to send you an email, this will appear in your email inbox. You don't have to keep checking GivePulse to see if there are any messages. The students will then click Apply Now. And these are the questions that I have put onto that application. Basic info about their major and class rank. I've talked to a lot of folks about the students' passion for the mission that you work toward being almost as important as their level of skills is important. So we include this question, but also students are going to upload their resume in a PDF format. A few students, depending on what you're asking them to do, if you have some marketing and communications folks that you want to see some examples of their writing, or if they're going to help you redesign a web page, you might want to see what they've done there. They can post a URL link as well to show you some of their work. The student will submit their application, and then you will immediately, or perhaps daily, receive a message saying that this student has applied to your position. From that email, you'll be able to link right to their application. But if at some point you want to just look at all your applications and you don't know where the email is to give you that link, you don't necessarily need that. You can come back to the main page here, and under Manage, you can click on Applications and you'll see all the students who have applied for your positions. This is just a test one that I filled out so that you can see what this looks like. I don't have an internship that people have applied to, so I just sort of created this one. So this is where you will see the list of people who have applied. If you would like to see that application, you click there and you'll see, here's your applicant, here's when they submitted their application, the status, and then their answers to all of the questions that were in the application. Here I posted a picture of my dog rather than a PDF of my resume, but this is where the resume would go. This is where the URL would show up. If you would rather see a PDF version of this application, particularly because that might make it easier for you to email to colleagues for their feedback on this selection, you come over here to Actions and you can either export the whole application as a PDF, or you can edit the application itself. All right. For the curious, I thought I would also take a minute, since I have you here, to show you a little bit more about what community organizations can use GivePulse for. I'm sure at this point you're thinking, I could probably post other internships. Yes, you sure could. Those are here. You can also have a community organization page, and I'm going to show you here how to, just by way of example. Let's look at DC Central Kitchen, for example. I'm a big fan of theirs. I think we all are. So when students go searching, they can search by organization, or they can search by service events that they could start getting involved with. So here's DC Central Kitchen's page. And again, this is something that you can spend a lot of time putting a lot of pictures and bells and whistles onto, or you can just give the basics so that people know where to find you and how to reach out to you if they would like to learn more about what they can do. So this is really up to you, how minimal or expansive you want to be. Students can click here to see what service events there might be available through your organization. As you can see, DC Central Kitchen has a place here to click if I'd like to volunteer there. Something impressive that they put together during COVID was an opportunity to learn about what they do and about the issues that they address through their organization through a virtual learning series. So if students want to sign up to attend that, they can click here. And from here, GivePulse has all the same bells and whistles as other platforms that can issue invitations, collect registrations. You can, when the event happens, you can click through the registrations and indicate which students have attended, all those features that you would expect from an invite sort of platform. Another interesting thing that you can do as you're posting either internship opportunities or service opportunities or events like this one is you can tag all of these things so that students can quickly find what they're interested in. I'll show you how that works. The student would click over here to get involved. Here they could either look for events, which are opportunities to serve, or events where they can come and learn more, or they can click on just groups and they will find the community organization pages that have been created. And you can see here, they can search by location, and this goes up to nationwide. So during COVID, a lot of students have been using GivePulse to find service nearer to where they're living right now. But students can also narrow their search by any of these sorts of indicators. So you can indicate the causes that your organization or your service opportunity is addressing. So students who are really looking to get involved in certain things, children and youth, for example, will be able to quickly find the service opportunities that they're most interested in. All right. There's also an opportunity to indicate, particularly during COVID, it's been important to know whether a service opportunity is virtual or remote. I suspect that search term will stay moving forward. As we all learn, we could do a lot more remotely than we thought. But anyway, this is a way that you can use GivePulse to make sure that students are aware of the service opportunities and events that you have, and for your group page, just to let them know what you do and how to reach you if they're interested in learning more. It's important that you know that increasingly other higher ed institutions in DC are also adding GivePulse. So it would be a useful space for your organization to have some visibility. Right now, GW uses GivePulse, as does American University, and I know there are several other institutions that are exploring it right now. So that's GivePulse, and that is how you can use it to do your internships. If you have any questions at all, I'm happy to field them. My email is wagnerw@gwu.edu. Thank you so much.